What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. And today I wanted to make a quick video talking about the news that the NFL has finally selected a potential neutral site stadium in the event of a Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills AFC Championship game. So this isn't going to be a very long video, but I thought this news was noteworthy enough for me to make a quick video on it, giving you guys my opinion. This won't be the only thing I do today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be recording something with Michael Darcy of KC Sports Report later tonight, and we're going to talk all things Chiefs, but wanted to talk about this neutral site. So if you guys didn't already hear, the NFL has chosen the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta for a potential neutral site game between the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. So first of all, going back to the idea that this potential game is going to be played in a neutral site, I know there were a handful of people out there that were kind of upset at the fact that we really had to bend the rules for the Buffalo Bills to have a fair postseason, given that they played one less game than everybody else. You know what? I'm fine with a neutral site. I've told you guys that previously when I reacted to the Damar Hamlin situation and stuff like that and the fallout from that. I don't mind a neutral site game at all. I know a lot of people are upset that if the Chiefs make it to the AFC Championship and it's against the Buffalo Bills, that it's going to be in a neutral site and it's not going to be at Arrowhead. You know, that is a lot of lost money for Kansas City if the game is not at Arrowhead. Fans want it to be at Arrowhead for obvious reasons. And here's what I have to say to that. First of all, yeah, it sucks that it's lost money for the city, but also the Chiefs would not be the 1 seed if not for this entire situation happening in the first place. It's possible they still could have been the 1 seed if the Bengals had won that night, but, you know, we'll never know. But the way the NFL resolved this, they didn't have to give Kansas City the 1 seed. So thankfully that Kansas City was the 1 seed at all. And I really care much more about the bye week than wherever the game is played. Secondly, I think this team actually would play better at a neutral site than they would at home. This team has started off slow at home at times in the postseason. Sometimes playing at Arrowhead hasn't been the best thing for this team. This team has hosted 4 straight AFC Championship games at Arrowhead, and they're 2-2 in those games. So I don't think the Arrowhead advantage is all that significant. It would be different if the Chiefs would be going to Buffalo to play this game, but it's a neutral site, and I'm fine with a neutral site game. And Atlanta is closer to Kansas City than it is for Buffalo, so that's an advantage for Kansas City Chiefs fans, and Chiefs fans generally have always traveled well. So I think there will be a lot of Chiefs fans at the game no matter what. As far as, you know, when you talk about the stadiums that were heavily in the discussion to be selected for a neutral site for a potential AFC Championship game, you know, we heard Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. I wouldn't have really been a big fan of that one. Pittsburgh was another one that was discussed. And Pittsburgh, to me, that would have been a little too unfair to Kansas City because that's very close to Buffalo. Green Bay was also another one. That one would have been fun, I think. But, you know, Atlanta, that's a stadium that is used for a lot of different things. It's a newer stadium. Of course, it's turf, and a lot of people are going to complain about that. And I understand. I would have preferred this game to be played on a grass field, but there wasn't a ton of grass field neutral site stadiums available. Because you also have to consider that some of these other places that have grass fields that are in between Kansas City and Buffalo, you know, those teams are in the playoffs too, or they have other stuff going on. Like Lucas Oil Stadium, I think that's where this game would have been if not for the fact that they turned it down because they're already hosting a tournament that weekend or something like that in the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. Otherwise, this game would be there. I'm glad it's not there because the Chiefs have some bad mojo in that stadium, and that's also a turf stadium. At least, though, Mercedes-Benz Stadium or the Mercedes-Benz Dome, whatever you want to call it, it's newer. It's a great venue. I think it'll be a fun trip for fans as well. I think it's a very fair neutral site. It also works out well for Kansas City because Atlanta is closer to Kansas City than it is to Buffalo. I think this is probably one of the better stadiums they could have picked. you would have liked it to be grass, but at least you can open the top of the stadium to let the elements into the game. It doesn't necessarily have to be a totally indoor game because they have that retractable roof. That's also another thing. I didn't want this game to be played inside. I don't know if they will open the roof or not. I guess we'll have to see, but I would prefer that they do. Just because if this game was played in either Kansas City or Buffalo, the two teams in the game, then this game would be played outside. I'm sure if this matchup actually ends up happening, there are going to be people that will dig up Patrick Mahomes' stats while playing in a dome or playing indoors or whatever. And I'm not really big into that stuff. I don't really think it matters. I don't really care. You know, if the Chiefs were to lose this game, I don't want to hear it blamed on the stadium or the fact that it was played at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. It's a perfectly fine venue. It's unideal that this game has to be played at a neutral site, but guess what? The Super Bowl is played at a neutral site, or usually it is. I mean, sometimes you have like 2020 where the Buccaneers basically got a home game, which was kind of BS, but you know, you're going to have to play at a neutral site in the Super Bowl, so who cares if you have to do it in the AFC Championship game. I just hope though that this doesn't make the NFL, I don't want this to become a thing where the NFL decides where all championship games are then played in a neutral site. This Damar Hamlin situation gave the NFL a little bit of a chance to play around with the rules and do kind of whatever they want. It's kind of sad that the Damar Hamlin situation almost kind of gave the NFL an advantage. They got to select the stadium in which this game was played and everything like that. And I just don't want this to become a thing where all conference championship games are played in a neutral site, because I do feel like that if this goes well for them, that is something that they will look into in the future. Conference championships at a neutral site. And I still think that, you know, the one seed, they should, this year is obviously an exception, but the one seed should be able to have the game played at home at their home field. I've stated my personal opinion that I don't care if it's at Arrowhead, and I don't think that the game being played at Arrowhead matters all that much. Would it be nice? Sure, but I don't think it affects their performance all that much. I just don't want this being a regular thing, though, because I think that would take a lot of value away from earning the one seed or a team earning the one seed. I really only care about the bye week, but teams do value home field advantage, and cities and owners value home field advantage for obvious reasons. So, yeah, those are my thoughts about this game being played at a neutral site and this game being played at Mercedes-Benz Dome if it happens. Because you guys got to remember, I mean, there's a good chance that the Bengals end up beating the Bills in the AFC divisional round, or the Chiefs don't make it to the AFC championship game, because it's not an automatic. You know, we have to wait for this game to actually happen first, and then we can jump a little bit more into our emotions on this game being played at a neutral site. But I just wanted to react about the news that this game would be played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Those are my thoughts. Would love to hear from you guys in the comments, though. But all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. And I will see you all in the next one.